Righty, couple new things. I actually got the proper handle. Not the handle. I actually got the proper mirror that goes in the end there to cut a hole in the end of the throttle, which I was worried about. It's a bit sticky, but you know, throttle still works fine anyway. Obviously, because I'm riding on the left-hand side of the road, the mirror has to be on the right. Also, what we're trying today is helmet cam. I don't expect it to be any more stable than on the handlebars, but it should cut down some of that vibration noise. The other thing I bought for myself, proper riding gloves, because in this weather, it's literally white knuckle. You're so cold, your hands get so numb. And when I crashed the second bike, I scarred up all my knuckles. You can't even see it in the video anyway. Yep, boo-hoo, poor me, sore knuckles. Fingers crossed I don't need to put them to the test, but hopefully just for warmth, they'll be fine. So I'll go and turn helmet cam on. We'll get geared up and we'll see how brutal this rain is going to get. It's only spitting, but if we're lucky, it won't get any heavier. Alrighty. Well, that angle seems to be pretty good for me. It doesn't seem to have moved. We've got a car coming up the road here, so I did pull over the side. Can't really see what I'm doing down there, but it will be enough, I think. It's one of the only spots on this road where it's safe to pull over, so it's not surprising that you get a little bit of traffic along here. Not too hot. That's the important thing. Keeping this motor nice and cool. That's still tight. That's still tight. So far so good. Well, I was about to come and move you anyway. Look, I think I have found the problem with the derailleur. Thanks to the tank, there's no tension. I think that's actually snapped. Next time I take the tank off, I might have a look at replacing that entire cable. That would explain why it's constantly clicking and carrying on, because there's no actual tension in there. But I think just so long as I'm not pedaling too hard, be alright. One of the great drawbacks to these gloves is I can't feel a damn thing. I was feeling around for the choke. I could not feel it. Alright. This mirror I'm very, very grateful for, especially on these narrow country roads. Well, we officially made it further than we did yesterday. Touch wood. Definitely the derailleur. definitely the derailleur. Look, I don't even think the motor would get us up a hill like this, so I'm not even going to try. I hope the camera does justice to just how steep this little side access track was, but I saw the river and I just had to go for a close-up. Alrighty. Now, how's our fuel looking? Fantastic. Almost 3 times the capacity in fuel than what I had, obviously. I'm not worried at all about running out today, but it is just that much more reassuring to crack that tank open and just see that much fuel still sloshing about. I estimate I've probably done about 30 k's on the fuel. That's counting yesterday as well, as I only made it about, look, I'm going to say 40 k's, because I went 18 kilometers yesterday when my chain snapped, according to my app. Oh, look at this. Isn't this just pretty? Pedal, pedal, pedal. Still, I wouldn't want to fall in. That's fast moving water. Come on. I'm going to have to pedal faster than that. Fast moving water, and it will be bloody cold. bike chain's come off again. Maybe I've got that wound the wrong way. What? That cord is definitely snapped. Look, this is as good a time as any to give the bike a break. Oh, yep. Snapped. Called it. How are we going? Still recording. Alright, I'm going to take the liberty and stop that there. Alright, quick stop over to this camera. I don't know how well you can hear me on the other camera, which I've just switched off for now, just to save the battery a little bit while I had a break. I've been having issues with the chain, not just because I have absolutely, definitely 100% snapped this cable. Hello. Which I'm going to have to tuck in. I have almost definitely wrapped this chain around here wrong. And I think it's getting bound up somehow the wrong way. I don't know. Motor chain tension still looking fantastic, which is good. What else do I need to check? Fuel tank bolts. That, seeing as it's the newest thing on the bike, nah, spot on. Got a good pointer now. Loctite on everything. Granted, I haven't been going full throttle, but these don't appear to be loosening today. My mess there is holding up. Not that it makes any difference, but this wasn't my brake cable, but that's still a good thing. Look at that rusty goodness. I'll probably end up replacing that too because I can. This mirror is fantastic. I didn't cheap out like I did with the eBay one. I spent the proper money. I was worried about cutting the hole in the throttle to stick it through, but it still just goes through the handlebars and doesn't impact the throttle itself, which goes over the top of the handlebars, obviously. Try and see whether or not this pops me out to a main road soon, or if it just keeps on going deeper into the bush. That's where I was headed, and that's where I came from. I don't want to be guessing in the dark where the turns are. I'm going to hazard a guess and say this road just keeps on going further and further into the bush. But we'll get zipped up again, jump back on the bike. I'll keep being gentle with that chain, which has been my trick all along. Don't pedal too hard, and you know, you really do need to pedal to get the motor up and down these hills. It just does not have the torque to push you up these mountains. And these motors have a lot of torque. Helmet cam activate. Now, so I just had a look at the map, and it does look like this comes out to a main road. However, following the main road, the trip home would be longer than what it took to get out here. and it's 4 o'clock, so that gives me about an hour and a half of usable daylight. It's taken me about that long to get out here. I'm definitely going to come up this road again because I want to see where it leads, but I've got no lights on the bike, not so much as a rear reflector, which even that without the motor would be enough to get me into trouble, so that's something I need to harvest off the other bike.